Okay, today we're talking about the dual tranche syndication structure, or where you have a Class A and Class B investor structure. And what this is, if you're not familiar, it's essentially where the sponsor creates a synthetic preferred equity position within their own deal and with their investors. So the Class A investor members, they receive a fixed rate of return, which is senior to the other equity or the Class B investor members in the deal, but they get no upside in the deal whatsoever. So they just earn their fixed rate of return. And for a lot of people, it makes a lot of sense because they like the added security of the equity cushion because they subordinate the Class B investors, and they like the current income stream, and they're not so much worried about the future upside potential. Now, for Class B investors, what's happening is you are subordinating yourself to the Class A investors. So you're taking on more risk via leverage, but you get more share of the upside because the Class A investors do not participate in the upside. So that's generally how the structure works. And here I've got the screen share in front of me showing you an example deal. The investors here are projected to make 14% IRR, and you can see the average cash flows are about 9%. So just based on basic finance, you can tell that if we put, let's say, a 10% Class A position on the deal, that's going to be dilutive to the cash flow in year one because they're less than 10, but then slightly accretive in year two, accretive, and then dilutive once we begin amortizing. And so you'll see what that means in a second when we plug it in, and also notice the overall return, right? The current 14% IRR. So if you're using our model here, the way that you would add in this Class A structure is you would switch preferred equity to yes, and then you would just come up with the appropriate LTV, whatever that is for you. So most people are doing a 25% allocation to the Class A and 75% allocation to the Class B, making up 100% of the equity stack. And they're doing that so that there is enough cash flow coverage to support the current income requirement of the Class A investors and also provide them with enough equity cushion that actually makes sense and benefits their risk position. And so today we're seeing this Class A member being paid 9 to 10%. And don't worry about the amortization. There's no amortization here. Just make sure that the IO period or the interest only period at least matches the hold period in the model. That way amortization never comes into play. No financing fees because this is an investor, not a lender. And so there's no points or fees being paid out at closing. So now we successfully added in the Class A structure into this deal. And the common equity we'll deal with in a second on the waterfall tab. So we go back to the summary tab and you can see the LP IRR, which is the Class B members now, went up to 16.1. So we actually got a 200 basis point increase in return, which is a big attraction to this structure because you can deliver a higher return to investors that are seeking that growth investment. And you can deliver the income of 10% paid out in monthly distributions typically to income-driven investors. So see, it takes the equity and slices it up based on the different risk return profiles of your investors. So and you can see that the average cash flows did go down all in all, right? In year one, they went down because we had negative leverage. In year two, went up just slightly. Year three went up and then went down for those lower cash flow years. Now let's look at the waterfall and examine that. So the Class B members are going to receive typically somewhere around a 7 to 8% preferred return. And then a promote by the sponsor is charged that's anywhere from 20 to 30%. And there can also be a tier 2 hurdle where any return above 18% to the investors, the sponsor will participate via a 50% promote. So their promote is tiered and increases as the returns to investors increase. So what I want to show you here is the sponsor's promote. So you can see here in the dual tranche structure, the Class B investors are getting a greater return because they're getting positive leverage off of that 10% Class A member. And the sponsor here in our situation is getting roughly $1.5 million promote. Now, logic would tell you that, well, if the Class B members are getting a higher return, shouldn't the sponsor get a higher promote? Well, let's check it out. So if I turn off the pref, go back to the waterfall, the sponsor actually, their promote went up by about 200,000. So to 1.75 million. And that's a little counterintuitive, but that's how this actually works. So, and the reason why it works that way is the sponsor is taking a 30% promote, for example, on the fixed sum of profits. And actually, in this case, there's actually less profits to promote because there's less Class B members and more of the cash flow and distributions are going to the Class A members. Now, where this can actually work in reverse is where you have a higher tier that comes into play. So if we went here and actually changed this to a 13% hurdle, so where it's a 30% promote up to 13 and then a 50% promote above 13, now it's actually going to, I haven't checked it, but it's likely going to work in reverse where the sponsor will make more in the Class B scenario because the returns are greater, right? They went from 14 to 16. So the sponsor will spend more, the cash flows will spend more time in that, actually that tier 3 level where they're getting half of the distributions. So let's actually just double check it. So we've got 1.86 in this structure without the dual tranche. All right. And that's attributed by the lower tier 3 where they're getting 50%. But if we turn the pref on, it goes to 168. Actually, I was wrong. It goes down as well. So you'd have to find that right balance where you actually experienced more compensation as a sponsor when you do the dual tranche. So it's funny. A lot of people, when the dual tranche structure came out, they thought, oh, well, sponsors are being greedy and they're just setting the structure up to make more money. But that's actually not the case. Sponsors are doing it because they're trying to show more attractive returns to their investors. As you can see here with the structure, we're able to go to our income-driven investors and say, here you go, here's 10% cash flow. And then to their growth investors, they're able to actually bump the returns by 2% from 14 to 16%, making the deal much more interesting to those growth-minded investors, to the detriment of cash flow and taking more risk, don't forget. If you want to learn more about this structure, I wrote a really good article going into much greater detail a while ago on this topic. You can just go to our website, lscre.com, and look for the dual tranche syndication structure article under insights. And if you don't yet have a copy of this underwriting model that we use today to play with the numbers, you can also download your free copy of the model on lscre.com. Thanks for watching.